All right. We are live. Coming back at you for another episode of the Biz Dev Show. I am Lamar Woods, your business developer. Okay, in this show, we talk about businesses and how they can develop, build, and grow themselves using technology. And today, what we're going to talk about are the reasons why your mobile app strategy is a dud. The reasons why your mobile app isn't driving the growth that you expect it to in your business. All right? Because everybody out there wants a mobile app. Everybody out there really wants a strategy on how they can use one of these things in their business. The majority of businesses out there don't have them only because they can't understand exactly how to, they can't understand exactly how to grow their business using it. The ones who do have it, 90% of them are having an incorrect, broken, leaky bucket strategy around their mobile app that leads to, at the end, no investment being put in it and zero outcomes from the mobile app. And then there's a very small percentage of companies that are doing it right. They've got their mobile app, they're using it the right way, it's bringing in leads, it's nurturing their current customers, and there is value. Ultimately, there is value in what they're doing. They've got value in the strategy. So what we're going to talk about today is how you can be one of these companies that are doing it right. How you can be one of these companies who not just has a mobile app, but can also understand how to use it correctly so that you can blow your business up. All right? So, with no further ado, let us jump directly into the show today. One reason why many businesses are failing with their mobile app strategy is because, clearly put, they just don't have any current customers. So if you get into the mobile app space and you think, oh, I'm going to have this mobile app, it's going to do all of these fancy things, oh, it's great, it's going to be amazing, I'm going to create a startup and my life is going to be, off to the races. They're going to call me Marky Z. They're going to call me Mark Zuckerberg, a mix of Mark Zuckerberg, Elon Musk, and and Bill Gates. They're going to call me Musky Gates. Okay, it's not the way it's going to work. It's not the way it's going to work at all. Okay, for the majority of businesses, you need to understand that any new initiative you do, any new fire you try to start, it's going to need some tinder. Okay. There's no way for you to start a fire with no gasoline, no tinder, no sticks. You got two rocks trying to bang them together and you thinking, where's my fire at? There is no fire, man. There's no fire in that mix. You need to make sure that you have a real strategy in place around your mobile apps and around all your technology. Because I know plenty of customers. I have plenty of customers who came to me and said, hey, my website isn't really getting me much traction. Let's figure out how to do things better. And so I'll sit down, I'll look at it, and I'm like, wow, like you don't even say who your customer is on the front page. These certain very simple yet complicated things for people who are not in the technology space, not in the tech strategy space, are holding people back as they're thinking about their tech strategy. But to get back into the mobile app situation, most people are struggling because they don't have customers. You expect the mobile app to go out there like a pit bull and hunt, pounce on customers and drag them back to you. That's not the way it works. That's not the way at all. When you have a mobile app, you and your business has to invest in the mobile app, not the other way around. You don't go into a new initiative and expect it to bring you new customers, to bring you money. It's just as ridiculous to think that your app is going to blow you up by itself It's just as ridiculous to think that as to think a baby is going to go out and come back and bring, put the bacon on the table, as they say. It doesn't make sense. It's a new thing. It needs investment. It can't invest in you yet, right? What you need to do is you need to have a strategy. The mobile app needs to be a part of the full-blown technology strategy, right? So you need to already have customers. You need to already know who your customer base is. Before you drop the app, you need to be clear on exactly who cares about your product or your service, and you just use the app as a way of simplifying things. It's a way of simplifying the buying process. It's a way of simplifying the knowledge that the customer needs in order to make a purchase. You look at the purchasing decision that the customer needs to make, and then say, okay, what of these parts of the purchasing decision can be aided or completely outsourced to the technology, to the app, right? That is the frame of thinking. That's the frame of mind that actually allows you to start to become a bit more successful in your tech strategy. All right. So don't try to create an app that's going to go and turn you into a millionaire. You need to take an existing strategy, your existing customer base, and pour that into the app, because an app with 0 users is going to produce $0. You need to put the customers on the app, not the other way around, right? All right. So other than just you having 0 clients at all, another mistake that people typically make is they don't know who's going to use the app. They're like, oh, this app is a great idea. Let me just spend some money and put it out there. And there's tons of development firms out there that will take your money, your idea, no matter how ridiculous it is, and they will produce to spec, to exactly what you are asking for, exactly what you require. They are going to go and build exactly what it is, right? That's not exactly who you need. I'm going to have to create another show, another show or webinar somewhere later where I exactly talk about how to find the right development partner. Finding the right technology partner is essential. And if you just bring anyone into that process, then you would be setting yourself up for failure, right? But what I'm saying here is that you need to know exactly what part of your customers would be interested in the mobile app, right? What exact target market is this piece of technology for? If you can't answer that question, your customers won't either. If you're confused on who's going to use it, the market will be confused on why you should be successful. Confusion is the enemy of success. You need certainty. You need certainty from your customers. You need certainty from your team, and you need certainty in your decisions. In everything you do, sometimes you're going to not know the perfect answer, but you need certainty in order to move forward. A person who's not certain is going to sit still, and they're going to wait on something to happen for them or to them, which is what most likely happens. Something will happen to you if you're not making something happen yourself. All right. So you need to know exactly who needs your app, exactly of the features that you put in it, who is most likely to use this. That way you can target them specifically. You can go to the 3 out of 10 clients, the 8 out of 10 clients, whatever percentage of your client base could use this. You can go to them and say, this is for you. You should be using this. And they'll say, you know what? I should be using this. But not if it's not for them. Don't go to the soccer mom and try and give her a dating app for while you're inside of a rave. It's not going to work out. It's not going to work. Have a strategy. Don't spaghetti at the wall, right? Don't just throw up an app, as an idea of what is going to make you explode. It's not, okay? So, another reason why businesses are failing at their app strategy is they don't have any idea how they're going to get the word out around the app. What is your strategy? What is your plan for virality, right? Not every app is going to go viral, but every app should have a plan for how to get more users on the system. They say shoot for the moon and land among the clouds, right? You need to be shooting high. You need to say, okay, how many people do I need in this app to make it worth my while, right? You need to shoot to 10 times that. Shoot all the way up. How are you going to get 10 times the amount of users that you need in order for your app to be successful? You need to build that into the app. Sometimes you need to build that into your company-wide marketing strategy. If you got a full-blown marketing strategy and you're putting out content every single week, and you've got this new app that's just kind of been sitting there, and you're not sending people to the app, you're not marketing towards the app, you're just throwing away your chances of success. You're throwing away the reason why you could be successful there, right? There's going to need to be investment into this new initiative, into this thing, right? And one of those investments is in the strategy of how one customer on the system is going to bring another. If you don't have an idea of how one brings the next, then it's a dead app. There's no reason for people to share. There's no way for people to share. There's no incentive for talking about the app. Okay, well then people won't talk about it. You need a full-blown strategy, and really just within most development companies, not only do they not have the expertise to bring that strategy, but even if they do, you have to be the type of customer that's going to pay for that extra strategy. If you just pay for, I know exactly what I want. Most customers think they know exactly what they want, but they really don't. I think I know exactly what I want. You're going to build this, this, and this. And when can you get that done by? What you should be doing is going to the experts and asking the expert, what do you think we should do? Here's what I'm thinking. How do you see this being successful? Let the expert tell you, right? It's another tip for people who are, outsourcing some of their development. It happens a lot. And these outsourcing companies, not all of them are bad. Not all of them are awesome. You need to find the right one, and you need to listen to the experience, right? You need to listen to the expert. So build in some strategy that turns 5 customers into 10, turns 10 customers into 100. You need to find a way for your users to bring more users, right? And you need to find a way to take what you already do for your business, you're already doing, and adding that extra visibility component, add that visibility to the app into what you're already doing. That way there can continuously be a flow of attention coming in, all right? It's important. So another issue around mobile app strategy is many people don't have any sort of marketing budget. In the world of business, attention is just about everything. There's a million grocery stores. How do you get people to come to yours, right? There are a million people selling shoes, right? How do you get people to buy your shoe, right? A million, nail salons, this, that. There's a very famous entrepreneur that essentially, I was watching a talk that he was doing, and in the talk he said, if there was an alien looking down on Earth, there'd be 3 things that the alien said there are too many of. There are too many restaurants, there are too many bars, and there are too many businesses, right? And most of these businesses are out there just trying to do their own thing with limited capital, and they're not investing in themselves. If the two of the business owners just came together, pooled their resources, they would have 1, a product or service, and 2, a pool for marketing budget, for marketing spend. They need to break through the crowd of hundreds of other companies that are in competition. There is almost no company that is out there without competition, right? The entire, a part of the difficulty of creating a business is finding a way to separate yourself from those businesses. The businesses who do it well, they come out. They come out on the other side successful, and they become, they get into Entrepreneur Magazine, they get into this and that, they get into Forbes, and they talk about how it was so hard to get there, but they don't fully explain what it took to get there. They had to break out, right? They had to get past the rest of the competition. So make sure you have at least something as a marketing budget. Figure out where your customers are when they're looking for your service. And it doesn't matter if it's $3, $5, $100. Put some amount of spend on that marketing. Pay the price to get in the hands of your customers. And a mentor of mine told me this. He said, most people think about how expensive marketing is and how they don't have the money for marketing. But the point of marketing is to bring you customers. So if you had a machine and you put $1 into it and it spit $3 out to you, how many times would you use the machine? I said, dude, I would break the machine. I would be jamming dollars in that deal so fast that it could barely spit out anything to me, because I'm just like ramming this deal with dollar bills. I'm making it rain on this machine, right? So, to be serious here, you guys need to make sure that you have some marketing spend. It's just a part of the cost of a business. If you're paying for a website, who's seeing it? Who's seeing it? Make sure that you are sending people to the website, and make sure that you have a way of collecting leads when they get there. Make sure your website has an email contact form. Make sure that you at least have an extra page that is trading some value for some contact information. You need those leads, because when it comes time for you to get a customer, for you to bring in money, you're going to need to call someone. You're going to need to call, text, email someone to get that business. And without you putting in that forethought, without you having a list of people that you can reach out to, you're not exactly going to go anywhere. You got to call somebody, right? You don't want to just be calling other businesses and random people in the phone book. You want a list of people who have already thought about you, already considered you to some extent, to essentially be able to reach out to and say, hey, are we doing this or what? That's a lot better of a call than, hey, dude, you never heard of me and I've never heard of you, but I think you should give me some money today, right? Use your marketing spend to get that, right? So another issue is that companies who get into the app development space most of the time have never created a piece of software, right? At best, they have a website that they put together themselves, or their cousin did, and they had no idea what went into the process or why it could be valuable. So they're just as clueless when it comes to their mobile app strategy. You need to make sure that you are not clueless as to what the strategy is. If you are building something and someone asks you, what's your strategy to make it grow? And you give them the deer in headlights, you should pause what you're doing, back, stop, go back, hit the drawing board, and make sure you have a plan before you start to waste your time and energy on development, right? Make sure you have a plan, or take the idea that you have to an expert, and let the expert get you to where you need to be. Let the expert tell you whether your idea is a go or whether it's a dud. All right? So let's move on beyond that. Let's move on past it. The next reason why people struggle with their mobile app strategies is because they don't fully understand the journey of their clients, their customers, and their partners. They don't understand, okay, at what point do I get on the radar for my customer? At what point do they make a decision around doing business with me? And at what point do they think about me again? You need to have this path, this trajectory, this customer journey, as they call it. You need to have it already mapped out. You need to have it already mapped out. You need to know what your customer journey is. You need to know exactly how a customer moves, how your business moves out of obscurity with the customer, how they make a decision to buy with you, how they exchange with you, and how businesses like yours, even if yours isn't getting repeat business, how businesses like yours convince those customers to come back for repeat business. Because as I said in my last live, repeat business is the strongest business. They already trust you. They have already spent with you. You are already a name within their heads. All right? Go back. Think about exactly what your customer journey is and figure out how to say insert is what I was going to say, but you should actually be doing something a bit better. Don't insert your mobile app into the customer journey. Figure out how to enrich your customer journey using the mobile app. Because if you can provide value in that process, then people will see your customer journey as more valuable than your competitors' customer journey. Make sense? So, moving on. There's this idea or this mindset that I want to really get into next, which is, people think that they drop this piece of technology and it's just great. Things are gravy, right? I have arrived because I now have this mobile app. Being an early adopter of technology is great. But if you are an early adopter of VR, right? 5 years ago, you decided to jump into the VR space, and there's literally the opportunity for people to capitalize on your VR is small, right? You're giving customers a VR experience, people in their homes a VR experience, but 90% of people's homes don't have a VR headset. You weren't really doing anything, right? You can't blow up all the time just by being an early adopter. You need a full-blown strategy, as I've said before, and I'll say it again. I'll say it a million times. You need a full-blown strategy. This piece of technology isn't going to save you or grow you by itself. You need to put the forethought into it and not just think, I have arrived. I am the greatest to ever walk the earth because I now have this thing. It doesn't work that way. So, one, understand that it's gonna take some work and not just going to work out for you perfectly because you put out a new piece of technology. Next, I'm going to talk about the fact that many people with or without a mobile app strategy, let's just talk about tech in general. Many people think, oh, I've got this piece of technology, I've got this website, and I'm going to get sales through this website. The truth is you're not, right? Most websites get zero traffic. Zero. They get, a visitor here. They get 5 visitors a week. 5 visitors a week might even be nice. That might be putting it too nice for most visitors, for most websites out there. Most of these places are not getting traction. And so thinking that you are so smart to put this thing up there is a bit of a dud. Your idea isn't that great, right? Your business is not that different, okay? It's not that different. So just understand that there's more to be thought about there. Put all of this stuff that I'm talking about on paper. You should be taking notes right now, right? You should be taking notes on exactly what you've done wrong in your technology strategy. If you haven't, if tech strategy has never come out of your mouth before, you probably have done something wrong right there, okay? You probably have your first note. I've never said technology strategy. I've never strategized around my technology. I just threw some spaghetti at the wall, okay? So, to wrap things up here, you need to have a full-blown strategy around your technology. To not have technology is one thing. To throw money at technology without an idea of how it's going to truly pay off for you is a totally another thing in itself. Personally, I would rather be trying something than doing nothing. But to know that I don't have a plan at all and still just be walking forward, that just seems unsafe, right? If you're next to a cliff, you might want to stop walking, right? If you're gonna sink massive investment into something, you might as well do it right. Is all I'm saying. So, tech strategy can completely blow up your business. Technology itself is massively powerful. It powers the world, right? And you can tap into that power, but only if you do it right. And here at the Biz Dev Show, with your business dev, Lamar Woods, we're talking about exactly how you can get it right and get your technology out there to the world, servicing your customers and applying that heat to your business. All right? Come back next week. I love you. See you soon. Bye.